Can we look forward to the classic Fable experience? What is a core reason that Fable 3 flopped? And is what we've seen so far enough to say that this is gonna be a great Fable game?
Fable.
Fable.
Fable. Fable.
Fable.
Fable 1 and 2 start with the same type of structure that we see here.
You begin the game as a child, growing up in the sleepy rural village of Briar Hill. It's here that in a moment of extreme danger, your heroic powers first emerge, and we discover that you are Albion's first hero in a generation.
Fable 1 and 2 start with a very early on tragedy that stops your little life as a child and creates a need for an adventure.
Disaster strikes, and the people of your village, including your beloved grandma, are turned to stone by a mysterious stranger. Suddenly alone in the world, you'll set off on an adventure which will change Albion forever.
Fable 3 did not have that same structure. You wake up in a palace.
Such a beautiful day to waste in bed, don't you agree?
What? Oh, go away, Jasper.
Now that is hardly the response of a prince.
And they sort of tried to build the same type of idea by making your character outcasted and framed. That doesn't hook a player into a game. You were in a palace and now you're outcasted and you were framed and your brother's in control and he's this evil figure. As you walk through the town, you see that people are in a very bad way in Fable 3. It's a pretty morbid feeling.
This is what Logan has reduced them to. He's taken control of these mountains and started destroying its forests. I knew they'd have a hard time finding food, but I had no idea it was this bad.
I'll trade you my doll for some food. She's really good, honest.
In Fable 1 and 2, you couldn't be concerned with that really much at all, except that Fable 2, you were both homeless orphans sleeping in a little hut that you've set up.
Oh, yuck.
Fable 1 starts the game in a town of Oakville. Oakville is very similar to Briar Hill that you see in this new trailer. You see it from this sort of corner that you have when you're a kid, where you only really know or care about a very small vicinity. You're doing pretty meaningless tasks, which is a little different from this one, because if you heard it and you understood it, he said that there was a very early on tragedy where you learn that you're a hero from it. That tragedy seems to be a separate thing from your grandma and the rest of your town being turned into stone by that stranger. So it has a slightly different structure, but it's still, overall, I think, a very positive thing.
Home to Fairfax Castle, the old clock tower, and the legendary Heroes Guild.
It's a huge city, full of contrasts. Rich and poor, nobles and commoners, royalty and criminals.
Fable 2's version of the castle in Bowerstone it's quite different than the one that they put here. Like, Fable 2 was definitely trying to have that backdrop of the castle, of Fairfax Castle or Bowerstone's castle, you know, be this extravagant thing out in the distance, raised above the other towns. However, I just think that if there were to be a better picture of what Fable 2 was doing, I don't think it would quite look this extravagant and large. This seems like a more grandiose fantasy, in my eyes at least, which isn't a bad thing. Actually, I would say that what I'm seeing here looks extraordinarily beautiful. Same thing with the Heroes Guild here. The Heroes Guild kind of resembles the Heroes Guild from 1, not even slightly. However, there was the Heroes Guild. Heroes Guild was not in 2, which I feel like is a very crucial part to 1. Let's talk about the open world aspect of this. Fable was absolutely heading towards having an open world game. And what I mean by that is not really backed up by anything that was officially announced. It's more set on what you can see over the course of the first 3 games. 1, you already had a sort of freedom to pick what quests you wanted to do and when. And when you walk around the town at the very beginning, of this game that's made in 2004, you already have the choice of whether you want to do the quest where the kid is being bullied, or the quest where you find the guy cheating on his wife, and you have the choice to either turn him in to his wife, or keep the secret and get a gold coin from him. Remember, every good deed in the beginning is rewarded with 1 gold coin.
If you find him, let me know, won't you? Thank you, young sir, for telling me.
Well, if you think I'm going to cook and clean for you while you're out having a good time with your strumpet, you've got another thing coming.
Or watching the stock while the farmer uses the bathroom.
You know, answer a call of nature. Oh, stay here and watch this stock for me. There's a good lad.
My cousin says that the barrels in these warehouses might have stuff in them. Quick, while he's away, smash unless you're too scared. Unless you're just a big blubbing girl.
And then there's, of course, the quest where you find a girl who is looking for her teddy bear. But this isn't really a separate quest from the one earlier I mentioned, where that kid is getting bullied, because when you save that kid from being bullied, that's where you get the teddy bear for her. So it's kind of the same quest if you think about it.
Here, I'll let you look after Rosie. She'll be safe with you.
That's not a spoiler, that's kind of why I'm staying to the very beginning of the games, because if you have not partaken in the Fable experience, I played with you. There is a Fable anniversary. It was done in 2014, I think. 2014. It's amazing, okay? It's amazing to this day. It holds up. Now, I hope that the sense of meaning and the sense of the main quest is strong in this new Fable. I think that's something that we absolutely need to have. Open world games sometimes can completely lose that because, and I think we should watch some footage for this next part. This is gonna be a little bit of a critique, so I hope I don't get put on blast for this, y'all. But I do have a little bit, just a concern with the new Fable game. Let me just show you what I'm talking about.
But there's more to being a hero in Albion than fighting, so much more. When we talk to people about their favorite memories of the original games, so many of their stories were about the stuff you can do when you weren't just being a hero. The normal, everyday stuff which happened when you interacted with the people of Albion.
And all of this revolves around the people who live in Albion, who we call the living population. There are more than 1,000 of them, and every single one is unique. Each of them has a name, a role, a daily routine, and their own personality. You could follow any one of them for a day and just watch them live their life.
They'll get up, go to work, spend some leisure time on hobbies, then go home to bed.
But what's even cooler is that you can talk to every single one of them in fully voiced conversations and interact with them in loads of different ways. Maybe the job they go to is working for you because you hired them to work in one of your businesses.
Hey you, working hard? How can I help you, boss?
Maybe the bed they sleep in is in a house you own because you're the landlord.
Or maybe their bed is on the street because you evicted them.
All right.
Oh, it's you. You're awful.
And all of the stuff you do affects what they think of you.
You're a legend.
Because everything you do builds your reputation.
Very impressive. Now that's an hero right there.
Okay, so most of that seemed incredible, okay? You have the ability to live a whole life within the Fable world. My concern is when I see kind of how the people are and how the people look and seem compared to the older Fable games. We've definitely come a long way in gaming where you're going to notice a lot more personality to characters that otherwise would have barely any personality, and you would basically only see a very small window of their lives anyway. Here you get to explore that a lot more, and it is optional, which I like, the fact that it's optional, because I don't recall any of the side characters. I do remember Maze, I do remember Whisper from Fable 1. You know, these are characters that have a part in the main plot, but I don't really remember too much from the side characters. You know, there's some things that they say and they build to the atmosphere that it's great. And I think that is something that's very important. But the one thing that I see in games a lot nowadays is anyone implanting modern personalities into these characters. As I'm editing this, I realized I didn't explain this very well, but I have a YouTuber named Shredded Nerd that I found a video of. He calls it millennial writing, what I'm talking about. It's basically identical to what I'm talking about, but you got to keep in mind that the examples he uses are very exaggerated examples.
Remember the cringe Saints Row reboot or new Tales from the Borderlands? There is undeniably a certain style here. So this Frogat place is on Promethea, a fictional planet that looks remarkably like San Francisco, and of course it's very diverse, or rather it reflects the demographics of San Francisco. If the point of representation is to introduce new and different viewpoints, then this is achieving the exact opposite of that. It feels like these stories only represent the experiences of young, wealthy, inner-city tech people from the coastal cities of America, an extremely small niche. Twitter addicts.
Hey, Papa Girardi! I can smell your space calzones from here!
Ah, thanks! I need a new name for them!
Might also need to stop doing that problematic accent!
Yeah, I know.
I just see it as a concern. I don't see it as something that they did wrong in what we've seen so far. I just also like, you know, when I look at the clothes and stuff too, kind of reminds me of like a Bethesda game, like an Assassin's Creed. I guess also another thing that I'm saying is these are not the devs from the original games. And if they're going to be planting their personalities into the game, quite frankly, I don't think I want to see that. I don't want to see them as a character in the game. You know what I mean? I don't want to see any type of modern person in this world because this is a fantasy, right? I don't want to see myself in this world per se. I want them to be innocent. I want them to be lovely people that I'm excited to save. But I do like that they have really tried to pay attention to the traditional experience of Fable 1 and 2. And I think they're doing it well.
Early in the game, you'll meet a character named Dave, an egotistical gardener in a rural village who discovers a magical growth formula. He accidentally turns himself into a giant and becomes a big problem. It'll be your job to deal with him, and ultimately it will be your choice whether to kill him or to spare him. If you kill him, his giant corpse will lie on the farmland just outside of town for the rest of the game.
And that is going to affect house prices. It will also affect what a lot of the villagers think about you.
Especially Dave's sister.
Especially Dave's sister.
This is kind of what I was talking about when I talk about a lack of unity in the personalities of the people and more of a super individualistic, expressive personality type. Like Dave, just the little that you see about him, you could already tell that he's like acting on his emotion, and you know, like that stuff just feel like kind of takes away from what we saw a little bit in Fable 2, 1 and 2. That being said, I did want to explain this a little bit more to what I mean by the office style interviews. The office style interviews are one that was showcased in a trailer like 2 years ago.
Oh, right. Phew. So, you want to know all about heroes, do you? Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all? Yeah? There he is, in all his finery. Cheers. I mean, sure, you get your mega fans.
You are like literally my favourite person.
Your haters.
It's like a fan club, but we hate you.
Your chancers. And the occasional giant toad. For some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
You thought you could save her?
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, isn't it? Really, stays with you. I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion. Thought I'd get her out there, make the most of her gift. But you know what it's like when you're young and you have a point to prove. I tell you, this kid, she had it all. The skill, the talent, the power. She was something else, all right. She was terrifying. So, yeah, I knew this girl once who made all the wrong choices.
Humphrey. She's back.
I'm going to fix it, this place. And no one is going to stand in my way.
So what we saw there was an office-style interview with a character that seems like they're a main character. I saw an article that they did confirm that they will be having office-style interviews with other side characters, and I don't know what they mean by side characters. I'm hoping that this doesn't mean just run-of-the-mill civilians and like Dave. I don't think I'd really care about Dave, to be honest, but maybe. And I say this for good reason, okay? I think when you're like a kid dreaming about a fantasy, you want everyone to play into that fantasy. Yes, that doesn't work in real life, but when you're exploring a fantasy, you want everyone to play along. I think that people do it way too much, where they make it all about their personality types in the game and or people that they think are cool and quirky. It's like, no.
And morality is central to our game too. But we have a slightly different take on it.
For us, morality isn't black and white. There are lots of grey areas. And importantly, morality is subjective. No two people see things exactly the same way. And that's how it works in our game too.
Everything you do earns you a reputation. And every person in Albion will have a different reaction to you as a result.
Hello there.
Yeah, we get it. You're rich.
Morality being subjective in this game seems a little contrary to Fable 1, but I think that's all going to play together because yes, you are getting these reputations and you do have those reputations, and I just think that maybe they phrased it wrong by saying that its morality is subjective when, in all fairness, one, morality is not subjective, and two, having different reputations and people having different opinions about you wouldn't necessarily change morality. That being said, I think that it has enough in it that resembles and will be carrying a similar experience from Fable 1 and 2, which was an awesome experience, and I highly, highly recommend that anyone who's watching this video who has not played Fable 1 and 2, it stands up and still play them. Play one at least. Play one anniversary at least. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and leave a like. Comment below what you guys think about the new Fable.